Tangent with Lisa Marie. Guys, welcome back to the Global Sunday. And Lisa, you're about to be on screen. And yeah, um, welcome back.
Yay, I'm on.
Maybe
Yes,
Princeton, you might wanna take the question
yeah.
about yeah, I know you've been saying you wanna know
I was
what
I was about to ask, I wanted to ask you previously before the break,
mm,
being born in, you were born in
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee in Wisconsin, and you moved to Arizona. I want to know from you, like, where did it begin, for you to get to that, like, take your music to that next level, and what happened? Can you explain that process for us?
Yeah. So so basically I've always just had this dream as a kid, and I wasn't tuned into my music at all in Milwaukee. Besides like just kind of fantasizing about it, being like, yeah, like I love that. I love that. I love to sing. And I mean, I was in what is it, like talent shows and stuff in middle school, but then it just stopped because I became really messed up. Like I fell down a really bad path, as a result of just a bunch of unresolved issues that I had from early childhood, and I got really bad into drugs and was, eventually I needed help. So I got I got um, I got to go to Arizona and go to rehab. So I came out here and got clean off of heroin that I was addicted to for 2 years, you know. But that was just like the bottom of my addiction. Like I started with everything since I was like 14. I was just like doing stuff. So, but I came out here to Arizona, and within a couple of years of me being completely sober, I picked up a guitar
mm.
one day and I was like writing these songs, and I was like, oh my God, I want to be a singer. That's right. So yeah, I was like, holy crap, this is my new mission. And I started to focus on that, journal about it, post about it. And um, this was the part where it was like people were kind of looking at me like, "What the heck are you doing, girl? Like, you don't have that good of a voice." And but eventually, I went to what wait before it. So I actually went to Thailand. Thailand was when things kind of actually really transitioned. I went to Thailand, and um, I ended up staying out there for over a year. So I went to
Wow.
Thailand with this new seated idea that I wanted to pursue this music. And I went out there, and it was like the universe literally like made me do it. Like the universe aligned everything. It was crazy because I missed my flight back to America, and I had no way to get back for a while because I
Yeah.
couldn't. Yeah, like I couldn't afford at the time a ticket, like to go home. At the time, if I wanted to go home when I was in massage school, I was like, oh my God, gotta get back. It was like $800 to $1,000 to get back. And I was like, shoot. So I'm stuck right now. And so I started, I started playing the guitar on the street for water.
Wow.
Like literally, because water costs money out there.
Mm.
And I was like really in a bad spot in Thailand. And but thankfully Chiang Mai is really that place, even when I felt super like I didn't have a home and everything was unstable, that's when like this whole spiritual another level of spirituality came through. Like it was just me and something bigger than me. Like I was just working with the universe. And you know eventually I started to teach English online, teaching Chinese
Okay.
kids, and I made some money. I was able to start to, feel more comfortable out there and focus more. And by the time I had money, I was like, I don't want to go back. It's nice out here. Like it's super cheap to live out here. Yeah. I didn't want to. I was like, I don't even
Okay.
want to be a massage therapist. I don't want to do that. I was like, I want to be a singer. So by that point, I had already met people that had like the universe, like I said, like everything that I started to think about before I went to Thailand started to come into fruition like pretty quick. And I met people that were like really on a path, you know, trying to find themselves as well. You know, people from all over the world traveling to Chiang Mai, Thailand, where it's really affordable and you could think clearly. You don't have to worry about bills. You know, you don't have to worry about anything. You could live, you know, slow pace in life, like kind of just reflect. People are like writing books. People are creating websites. People are all these cool things. Like, and so I got a lot of cool advice from people all over the world. It was so cool. Like people just like having coffee places, and we'd be like, just, you know, the only foreigners we could speak, you know, a lot of people could speak English out there, thankfully, but you know, it was like cool. Like I just met with so many random people that were like, yeah, like showing me videos of like singers. Like, have you seen Madonna, her first live performance? Someone asked me, they're like, watch this. Like nothing like she started out like, you know, kind of showing me like people that have made their dreams come true. It doesn't start off like that. Like they start off and they're not as strong as they are now, and showing me how it's possible, you know, and that's just one example of the things that inspired me. But I got a life coach, which was cool. Her name's Alicia Rep. You guys should check her out. She can help you actually with anything. She's amazing. I don't know where she's at in the world right now, but she's I have her on Facebook still, but she was in Thailand when I was out there, and I met her at like a digital nomad meeting, and where everyone's like supporting each other, creating their businesses online, follow your dreams. And she was like, yeah, I can help you like manifest. I can help you like get into the mindset. And she did. She really did. It was really cool. She, you know, helped me really create a plan, like write it down, you know, and put things into action, because I saw it on paper, and it was like, you know, just creative ways of like drawing it, writing affirmations, you know, drawing it out, drawing pictures and like of myself, like who you want to be, like think about who you want to be like every day, you know. And sure shit, I was out there for a year, and I started to perform live, like open mics, you know, and eventually I felt like it was ready to go back. I was ready to come back to America. And when I came back to America, I had so much in my mind and that I had created, and I know very clearly, like I came back, this is what I want to do. So as soon as I got back to Prescott, I was like looking for a guitar player. I was like, you know, I got into school. I started taking voice lessons. I started taking acting classes, and got confident with my stage presence, and learned a lot of things. So that's when, you know, coming to Arizona was like, it was after Thailand. It was like, boom, like, girl, this is what you're doing. And so within the past like few years of me being back from Thailand, it's great. Things have really come into fruition. I've been performing live, you know, got songs released, got a music video out now, and this is just all I think about these days. Now I know it's possible, and I'm gonna keep going.
So
we all have questions.
Oh yeah.
No. It's really interesting. It's really interesting how a misfortune can turn into a calling.
For real.
Because if you didn't miss your flight, if you were not stressed, maybe you were not gonna connect with yourself spiritually. You were just not gonna go that deep and do a self-introspection. Because I mean, I'm thinking, if I'm in a foreign country and I miss my flight,
for real,
what can be the next move? For real.
You're
Lisa,
about that.
I must commend you for overcoming your addiction. I think that is so amazing. You know, I know addiction is not easy, and having been there, I've never been there before, but I can only imagine what someone like yourself has been through, and to overcome something like that, I think is such a big achievement. Such a big achievement. And also, you spoke about affirmations, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big, like it stuck out to me, because one thing I noticed about musicians is that no matter whether they superstars or they unknown or they mediocre or they, every musician has a story to tell.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing how fascinating and interesting it could be just listening to somebody's story about where they've been, how they started out, what it took them to get. Because I believe sometimes that people are not born stars, Sometimes stars can be made, So for you already, like having been through so much, I just feel like you have so many stories to tell, and I think you're gonna do excellent out there in the music world if you just let people know more about your story, because it's fascinating. So yeah, I think
It
Thank you.
that's what I have to say for now,
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I absolutely agree, but I want to understand the feeling, when you first held that guitar,
Oh,
in your hands, in your arms, and you started playing. What is it that drove you to just say, you know what, I want to change the direction and take this path? I know, I'm a bit out of script, Princeton, but this is really, it's really fascinating.
Yes.
Yeah. I want
Oh,
to know
God.
I want to know what was in your mind the first minute when you realized you missed your flight, and then the moment, the first thing that happened to you and that came in your mind when you held that guitar for the first time and you started playing. Can you please take us through that moment?
Yeah. Okay. So let me backtrack. Let me feel into that. Okay. So I was like, holy shit. I was like, excited, but like, no, it was weird. I was like, oh, well, it's cheap out here anyways, like I could figure this out, like I'm just like, okay, I gotta make it work. Like I've seen people, making money online,
Yeah.
like out there anyways. Within that 2 weeks of me being there, that's what I quickly gathered, that people go out there and they make things happen. So I was like, it's possible. Like, and I thankfully had a lot of support, like from just random people that were traveling. But so I was like, really, like, it was so trippy. It was like excited but nervous, but it was like I had no attachments really. I really had no attachments, other than like emotional attachments, but but it totally happened for a good reason. And then when I picked up that guitar finally again, it was a different kind of feeling, because it was like, at the time I was actually really inspired by Tash Sultana. So I remember me coming out there and being like listening to her songs a lot, and those were the songs, like I was learning her songs, her covers, and like her chord progressions and things like that. And it was really emotional for me, because I was like, shit. I was like, well, she lived in Thailand. I was like, I know she lived in Thailand, so I'm gonna like tune into this like magical energy, like of Thailand. Like Thailand just felt like there was so much there. And there's so many other, I was just like, finally when I was able to sublet at a little apartment, like a studio, from somebody that I met that was going back to America for a bit. And she was like, well, you can live here, yeah, but you got to figure out how to pay me in a month. And I was like, shit, okay. But so I didn't really, I figured, I was like, I'm just gonna figure that out in a minute. As soon as I got into that studio and had my own space, I was like, holy shit. Like it was just emotional. And that was like I was forced to only focus on that. Like I had no other, it was crazy. Like I had no other thoughts in my mind besides, well, I need to get some water and I need to get some food. But like, I was like, I need to figure this out. And it was really emotional, but
Yeah,
very creative, very creative.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find some of the videos that you did when you were in Thailand. If we can, that would be really nice for the audience to to see exactly what we're talking about. But we'll figure that out. If we don't, then it's fine. But before Mr. Shezi, I do want to know though. You grew up in Wisconsin, is that how it's called? Wisconsin.
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 So if you didn't grow up there, what qualities of life you would have missed?
I would have never been so addicted to cheese that I am. I love. You guys know? Do you know about Wisconsin?
That's a new addiction.
I love cheese, and it's true. Cheese makes everything better. Like we're known for being cheeseheads, and that's one thing. But besides that, I would have never had probably I don't know, but I experienced a really dark under the under the rocks, like deep in the under freaking in the darkest pits of earth. Like I experienced my addiction there. You know what I mean? So I feel like I needed to Wisconsin. When I think of Wisconsin, yeah, first thing I think of is cheese, I guess, because it's funny. But then it's like, well, yeah, I was messed up there, and I never really liked to go back there. And I think that was just my place. That was the place the universe set for me to be the darkest thing I could ever be, so that I could rise, somewhere else and come into the light. And to know, thankfully, by the time I was 21, I had seen too much, so it's like, so there's a lot of things that I have a lot of wisdom about how to protect my energy and my life. And I have that wisdom, now, whereas I don't have to learn how later on, I know better now, so yeah.
Princeton.
Yeah, quite interesting. The first time I heard about Wisconsin was my son used to watch The Incredibles, and they mentioned that quite a bit. So that's how I got familiar with it. Even though I've never been, but I heard a lot about it. Wisconsin,
Yeah.
But interestingly, man, I've noticed a lot about musicians. They travel a lot, and I can relate to your story, having travel. That you say you moved here, you got inspiration here, and you went there, and you got into. It's interesting how musicians, the more they move, the more they have to tell. So I'm sure even from Wisconsin, you have songs that you can write about that. You have songs that you could write about your journey to Thailand. You've got songs that you could write about when you were in Thailand. I mean, you could probably write a book about just your whole story, even though you're not yet old and you're still a young lady. But I can tell that just your journey, having moved around, you have a lot to unpack. So you probably do write a lot of music,
I do. So I am actually writing a book. I am working on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Before we get into that, I think let's just take a short break and then we'll be right back. It's Global Sundays.
She rolling with me. Now she know my whip. They rolling on me. Now I'm on wrist. I got bangs, lights, relics. Ready or not, we coming hard straight from the top. Ready or not, I got my bros straight from the top. Ready or not.
Ready? No, I got all my bands on no. I'm just making all this money, yeah, I'm catching up. All my niggas in the street tryna get it off. All my niggas by the go up, yeah, we get it off. This shit, hunters, no. Making money, oh no.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Global Sunday. Yeah, the reason why we call it a global, it's because, we get to interact from every corner in the world. And the good part about today, we are discussing a very fascinating and interesting life story about Lisa, who's had quite an experience in her life, quite an experience. to even think about how young she is, a journey towards music. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's inspirational. I wish she could, if we could just share the story to every young child who's growing out there in this world, just to know what every situation which is thrown at you, it's up to you how you define yourself on how you're gonna come out of that situation. Because anything, life, we all dealt with different cards. It's just how do you want to play those cards. And I believe that, Lisa, you've done so well with your life. I know which you're not where you want to go. But anyway, it brings me to this question, which is interesting, which I want to ask. Your music is so unique. It's beautiful. It makes me wonder if whenever you grew up, did you have a role model or maybe your favorite artist or whoever you used to look up to? Or how were you going to measure your own success?
Yeah, I did. Okay, so so from a very young child, I was obsessed with Britney Spears. Obsessed.
Okay.
I knew all of her songs. I knew her dance moves from her like Grammy Awards. I was like 6 and 7, and I was like, I was just watching everything that she did, and I had all these different pictures of her that I would collect from magazines and things. Like anytime I saw a picture of her, I would cut it out and put it on my wall. So every white space in my bedroom was covered with Britney Spears. Like from the bottom to the top, every inch of my wall. Yep. So that was the thing. And she really inspired me. Old school Britney. I mean, I still love her and all her new things, but old school Britney. And then it was Cat Dahlia. Okay. She was like someone I was really, really jamming to, like when I was like at the end of my time in Wisconsin, and I'd be driving, singing her songs and thinking about her, like that life as a singer, and be like, dang, just tuning into it without any like ideas or goals to pursue anything. At the time, I was at the pit of my addiction, but I was just like, damn, like that's so cool how she's I feel her, like I can express myself through her, so. Yeah. And today I'm still inspired by both of them. And I listen to a lot of Billie Eilish. And yes, I listen to a lot of Cardi B. I love Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Yes. I love her. I'm obsessed with her too. I am. I love her. And I like Doja Cat a lot. And who else? I'd say those are the main ones.
Right.
So you covered both the new school and the old school. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
I think it makes sense why music is unique. Yeah.
Yes, because almost everyone, if you're old school, you're old school. If you're with the new school, you're with the new school. But another thing, I believe that maybe by the time you were so in love and so obsessed with you, in your mind, I don't think it was going through your head that one day you're gonna be holding a guitar and playing music and inspiring others as well. Because I mean that's what music does to you. It it sucks you in, it brings you in. Then the moment you wake up, you're just expressing it. Because sometimes you just need to lose yourself. And I believe that's one thing which you did.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, I'm forgetting a couple of really important inspirations, and I can't believe I forgot them in that moment. But Amy Winehouse, 100%. I feel like I've had like different phases of my life, different times in my life where, like certain artists, I channel, different feelings through what I'm going through and things like that. Amy Winehouse, big time, especially last year. I did like tributes. I did Amy Winehouse tributes here down the street at Back Alley Wine Bar. Like I wore her wig and I put on her tattoos. Like I ordered her tattoos in the mail, like little stickers and stuff. And I had like the fake cigarette. acted all fucked up and just put on a show, you know, stumbling around, singing her songs and just like, fuck it. Excuse my language. But yeah, that was fun. And then also like Brenda Lee, I don't know if you've heard of her, but songs from, music from like the 50s and 60s, like the pinup, really old school stuff. So yeah, can't forget them. Can't leave them out.
No, you can't.
Princeton.
That's quite an interesting selection of inspiration.
I know, right? Yeah.
No, and
Absolutely.
you forgot the Amy Winehouse, but I thought that would have been the closest one for you.
Yeah.
I was just looking at you. When I looked at you, I thought, okay, she probably listens to Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, like I feel like, yeah, like I used to listen to her all the time, like last year, and I looked up all of her interviews already, like all of them on repeat last year. So I feel like I got that out of my system, but I was just, now I'm like on like a Billie Eilish, Cardi B, like now I'm like focusing on a different one. So there's the first ones that came to mind, but yeah, you know what I mean?
So, like, throughout like just your whole experience, I'm not sure how many songs you've written, but like from like just songs, like from your perspective, I'd like to know what makes a good song, your perspective of a good song.
Just basically just touching people, like if a song that is like open to interpretation, which they all are, they really all are. Like honestly, I don't really think too much about like when I'm channeling a song. I think the best kind of song is when it's channeled from the heart. There you go. Like it's just channeled. You're not really thinking too hard about it. And then like, yeah, like there's like tune-ups that have to be done. Like as I like get to know and learn my song, like I play it back to myself and I'm like, I'm learning my song. Like I don't remember what I just sang. Like it just came from my heart, came from somewhere else, channeled it in. And then now, you know, just little tune-ups to so that I can reach like many people can relate to it. But having that come from the heart naturally already does that, but you know.
That's it's really interesting because most of the things that comes naturally, you know, it relates to a lot of people. I mean, it's like pain. When you have pain, you don't think about it; it just comes. You know,
Yes.
it just comes to you, and you're like, oh, pain. You know, so I think I've interviewed a lot of musicians, and they always have an idea. You know how they write, what they want to put out there, and you know, etc. But I've never, you know, heard this kind of perspective where you actually just, you know, expressing yourself, whatever. It's like when you are in an event and you just, you know, go into an event and then they bring you on stage and they say, hey, you know, just say something, anything. You know, you don't get a chance to think about what you're gonna say, you know, but you know how you want people to feel or what you feel within yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's you know, that's what makes me think of when you say, also when you listen to your music later on, you're like, oh, you know, this is interesting. I'm learning something about you know, from whatever I said earlier, you know. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's really interesting. Yeah.
Thank you.
Princeton, is it you?
Yeah, man, I think it's also interesting in terms of the songwriting process, because I've written quite a lot of songs myself. But for me, I would say also songs that you didn't mean to become a hit, or songs that they were more personal, are always the songs that stand out to people. So sometimes you could like try and make a party song or whatever, but the song that you find out people like more is the song where you were telling the truth, or the song where you were being more
Yes.
personal, and you didn't mean for that to be like an out there song, and you find out people actually listen and like that more, because maybe it could be because of the experiences, I'm not sure. But yeah, that kind of always sticks out, where you probably find out that, oh, that must have been a true story, you know. So
Yeah.
those kind of songs that speak your true reflection, or your heart, I would say, Those are always standout songs.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Mm.
and
Was it-
I'm intrigued by something. Let's maybe, while we're still talking about your writing skills, let's go to something very interesting. Let's talk about your new hit single. What's interesting around that? What was the story behind it? What was your motivate? What was going on in your life or through your mind when you said, "Please, just don't let go"?
So it was funny because, like, here's the thing: nothing was going on in my mind. That song, I like totally channeled, and it was so cool because, like, I literally just met up with someone who, with the intention to write a song. You know, he had this piano piece that he had already written, and he just played it to me over and over, and like within 2 hours, you know, what I had this song, and you know, it's one of those things where it's like I played it back, and I'm like, holy shit! I was like, that's crazy because, well, you know, I think it was kind of like I had to release something from my past, and you know, like it was so cool because I feel like once it was in that song, I feel like I'm good. Like I feel like I'm over that situation, and it's just crazy because that was that song. Well, when I heard the song, and I was like, that sounds exactly like, you know, this relationship that I went through for a really long time, like
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
12, 13 years. It was like crazy long time, and you know, the first words are the skeletons in my closet from all the times I lost it, because that relationship made me insane. Like, and well, I was already insane, you know, but we were both insane. So we came together and we were just fucking insane. And I lost it a lot of times. A lot of times I lost it. So you know, like that song, all the words are pretty much, I feel like, channeled from that situation. And I wasn't even thinking about it. Like it was from God. And it was like I had to go through that situation so that my healing could help others connect. Because I think that when I hear songs that, like, if I'm going through a situation in the moment or even from the past, like hearing a song and like maybe it makes me cry, helps me release it. So yeah, like the song has made a lot of people cry, I hear, within the first like 2 lines. The skeletons in my closet from all the times I lost it. Like a lot of people can relate to that.
Mm.
And then yeah, so like the please don't let go. Yeah, there was just a lot of like, you know, hoping that we could make it work. But yeah, just divine stuff.
Yeah.
So you have been holding on a lot.
Have what?
You have been holding on a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
You have been holding on
Yeah.
a lot. I mean, if you talk about something which happened like 12 or 13 years ago, which means Uguti, even mentally, you like you've got a shelf which you've separated your lives in between, like you've separated so many things. I mean, given your experience, things which you've went through, it's like you cannot even write a single book about you. Even 3 or 5 books can be really, even a series.
Yeah.
Even a series. And I'm sure it will be really interesting as well and also inspirational.
Yeah. Well, just to clarify, the time with this experience was 13 years. Like that's what was crazy. You know what I mean? But like this was like 4 years ago or whatever, when it officially was like, we've moved on. We're totally on different sides of the country. We've moved on, and we were young. And we're different now. People are different. We're different people now. We're not, yeah. I'm happy.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting what you guys are talking about, because it shows that, you know, whether you're an artist, whether you are just, you know, a normal person who is not artistic, you know, you're a craft, you are a technician, you are an electrician, you are, you know, whatever, you have a story to tell, you have something to share with the public, and every story is an important story, you know.
Yes.
You know, judging from how you guys are discussing this, you know, I mean, a simple thing, as simple as like talking about the previous relationship, past relationship, and it touches a number of people, which means if you could share each and everything that you go through, you would touch so many lives, because we do. I mean, I think we as human beings, we go through the same thing. Some people, they talk about it, some people, they don't talk about it. And if one person comes out and they talk about it, and then everyone's like, oh, they get that moment, that chance to breathe, like a breeze, like a relief, like, oh, finally someone is talking about it. It's like in relationships, when you see a man talking about something that men do but never talk about, like, man, stop doing this to women, stop doing that to women. Women are like, oh, thank God someone can see this, someone is talking about it. Same thing with women. When women come out and say, hey, women, stop doing this to men, stop doing this and that, and then finally as men, we're like, oh, someone is talking about this finally, because we couldn't express ourselves for whatever reasons. So I think as human beings, we need to connect more. Like, listening to what you guys are talking about, as human beings, we need to be able to express ourselves without being afraid of being judged, because honestly, 90% of the things that we go through, we all go through those things. It's not only just one person or 5% of the population or 3. 90% of us, we go through those things, but we lie to our faces, we lie to ourselves, and we just never talk about those things, but when we put them on the table, then we're facing the reality, and we're like, oh, so it's normal that Lisa Marie, goes, through a certain, I've been through the same thing, so it's normal. Okay, let me move on. I can be like Lisa Marie and move on and start a new life, and and be a strong person again, if I was a strong person.
Yes.
So I just wanted to add on that, and I think it's really interesting that you guys brought something like that. Princeton, do you want to say something?
No, go ahead. I'm just listening, and I think it's quite intriguing.
Yeah.
You guys can continue.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, since we have now talked about the song, please don't let go. I know if you're watching at home, sorry, it's really like warm in the studio right now. We're just talking, and it seems like we have forgotten about people who are watching at home. If you're watching at home and you have a comment, you want to comment on something that we talked about, whether earlier or now, like, please drop a comment below. We are going to share the comment with Lisa Marie. You have a question for Lisa Marie, please drop it. But right now we're just gonna play a short clip from a music video. It's a new music video. Maybe Lisa Marie, maybe please introduce this video, then we play it. Maybe we can try to talk about it after after the video, after the short video. We'll see if we have time, because we still have a lot of questions. I know Mr. Shares has questions, and Princess and I have questions as well. Please go for it, Lisa Marie. Please introduce this video.
Okay, awesome. So this music video is for my hit single called Please Don't Let Go. It's about really toxic relationship that I went through, and I'm so grateful for Diverse Global Studios for producing it. So thank you.
Sometimes I look into the mirror and I still see you, staring right back. Same soul, split in two, karmic ties, stuck like glue. If haunting me was the only way to break the spell, wouldn't it be over? May we be freed forever from the hollows of our nights, when we won't pick up the phone and we won't put down the fights. Twin flame, same pain, another lifetime, the same old game. I know I was wrong in so many ways. I know I was wrong in so many ways. The skeletons in my closet from all the times I lost it. Torn apart, left in scars, with ashes on my face. I told you that I love you, but no one else above you. I meant those words, though it hurts. We put this on repeat. But if I should stay, would you just go? But baby, in this moment, I want this forever. Through any kind of weather. Ooh, you know, I never saw us lasting, but we just put things in the past and we both know. Please don't let go.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Global Sunday. Yeah, we're still having a good time with Lisa. We're being inspired, we're being taught, we're learning. I'm just saying we're getting more motivated. We're sitting up in the studio, even though I'm still at home. I was earlier on, I was complaining about the cold weather in Durban. But now with everything which is going on around in the Global Sunday, I think I feel warm. But before we even just focus on ourselves in the studio, I'm sure everybody enjoyed this lovely music video of a great song. It's even more inspirational than what we've even what we've been hearing for this past day. It's been epic. It's been an epic show. But Mr. Princeton, I'm sure you've got a lot to share with us regarding what our viewers are saying from Facebook to.
I do. I'll just read a few comments, not to be long, because I want to get back to the video. I've got a comment from Naledi. She says your song is officially downloaded by me.
Oh.
Lisa, you are wow.
Okay.
And then I've got another comment from Adele Pale. She says, "Oh, you're an actor too, girl. You are really inspiring me right now." And she also says, "Oh, and a teacher also." So they seem quite blown away by your status. But
Thank you.
before we go on to the next question, I just want to talk about the video quickly. I saw the video earlier on, and I wanted to ask you, how did you guys put that together in terms of the story behind the video? Were you trying to match the story with the video, or was it just like a whole different? Because when it starts out there in the beginning, it's almost like you put a spell on someone, on him, I should say. You know? Just talk to me quickly about that before we move on.
Okay, so basically, like it's interesting because I feel like I shared like the backstory with Lungani about the song, and I shared like my vision is for my entire career, and I was like, I want this to really touch people and have this be like for not only the people. This is what he said, and I really resonated with it, but he said it's not only for the people and your fans, it's for the stars above, and it's like, this is channeled from something bigger. So I think that he was listening to me, and with me just sending him pictures of what I had in my Amazon cart.
Yeah.
A lot of things. I spent a lot of money on this, but yeah. So I got a whole like wardrobe get together, like all that together, props, everything, and I think that he just kind of gathered like from what the visuals I was setting him, like what I wanted to wear, and like the backdrops I was sending him. I think that he really just like, honestly, yeah, he produced it, and with that I was like able to, yeah, he really read my mind with it, and I was able to play around with the different scenes, and yeah, he knew spot on what I was trying to do. So
I can tell that you guys put a lot of work into it, and also I could tell that a lot of the scenes were actually created by you guys in terms of the props, and it's not like you walked into a studio and everything was there, am I right? It's like you guys kind of set that up. Am I right when I say that?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Lungani set up a lot of it, and like thankfully my friend Brittany, she actually gave a lot of those props, which was really cool. Like things that I had been, thinking about buying. She's like, I have that. Like what? Like I have that. I have everything. I was like, what, bitch? What? Like she had it all in her closet. Like, and I went home with bags of the set. So that helped. And then yeah, Lungani surprised me. I walked in to film and everything was set up, and I was like, oh my god, yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy. Shout out to Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany girl,
Shout
my
out to you.
girl.
Shout out to you. I mean, yeah, it was a great video. But my favorite moment is when we had fire alarm coming on,
Oh,
because
Okay.
we had too much
Okay.
smoke machine. The
Yep.
smoke machine was like too much smoke, and the firefighters came, and we
Yeah.
yeah, and we explained that we weren't not like really thinking out loud. We were just focused on what we're doing. We didn't think about what was gonna happen in the building. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was really fun. It was a fun video.
how long did it take you guys to shoot that?
Oh my god. Was it 3 weeks? Something like
Oh,
3
yeah.
weeks?
Yo.
Yeah.
It was 3 weeks. Because
Within
was
that
like-
period.
It's
There was like a lot of things happening in between.
Yeah,
You
like we
know,
met
like-
up like 3 or 4 probably different time, maybe, like really just trying to get our schedules, together. But
Yeah.
it didn't take,
Okay.
that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because she was busy. Yeah.
Like, yeah, continue.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say she was busy with her own things, and I'm also busy with my own things. So we, setting up the schedule delayed, in making sure that we finished the video. Please go for it, Princeton.
I didn't see the cat in the video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's in the video.
Oh, you should watch it. You should. Okay, so the video is available. It is available on YouTube. The entire video, like this, that was like
I've seen it. Did
yeah,
I
that
not
was
see
like
the
a
cat?
short video. That was like a short video because YouTube is gonna start complaining if you play the whole video. But yeah, the video is available on YouTube. You can check it out. Lisa Marie, please don't let go. Let's go on. I still want to find out more from Lisa. I know Princeton, you had a question, or Mr.
Yeah, I've
Shiz?
got a
Who was it?
question. I've got a question, Lisa. Like with regards to your music journey, what would you say has been your biggest obstacle that you've encountered in this journey this music journey?
I think just not worrying what other people think, basically. And like feeling like I'm losing friends and family over what I'm choosing to do,
Yeah.
people not understanding what I'm doing, basically. But now it seems like people are starting to be like, wow, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. You're actually doing this, girl. I'm like, yeah, but it was definitely hard. It's hard when people don't really believe in you and you want them to because you believe in them. It's like, go
That's
do
true.
whatever you want. Yeah.
How did you overcome that? That obstacle. How did you overcome that?
I literally wrote affirmations. I wrote affirmations that got my head above water, keeping me positive, and prayed a lot. That's prayer, you know, to me. I mean, connecting with something bigger than me, asking, you know, like, help me with this, you know. And yeah, a lot of nature jogs and things like that. A lot of shaking it off in nature and recharging myself from the natural energy, keeping me going, you know, keep me going.
Mr. Shazi.
Yeah, no. It's fascinating. So it has been a journey. If you've lost a lot of things, if you lost a lot of people, because the only thing which you had believed that you had to do was just to look at the mirror and say, it's okay, this is the only person who's going to stop me from achieving my dreams. This is the only person who can also help me just to get to where I'm going. You just have to shut everything out and only focus on yourself and your goal and what do you want to do with your life. I mean, that's basically something which everybody needs to learn. Because once you get to focus on yourself, there is no other obstacle which is going to stand in front of you. Your biggest enemy is the person which you look at in the mirror every day. And yeah, you've inspired us a lot with that.
For sure.
You have.
Thank you. Thank
Mr.
you.
Shazi.
No, thank you. Thank
Mr.
you.
Shazi.
Thank you.
Mr. Shazi is going deeper now.
No.
Yeah, it's-
Sometimes you have to go deeper.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
even if you want to highlight something, I know a lot of people, because once you become an artist, I know it's not something which you choose to become somebody else's role model, but there are people who are going to look up to you every day. There are people who are going to look up to you for inspiration. I mean, they'll just look at the small things which are happening in your life. They pay attention towards every detail. Because, I mean, music is something which everybody needs to relate to. Just to understand. And the best part is when you're going to write about it.
and it's always
Like,
interesting.
please don't let go.
Please don't let go. And the
Yes.
interesting part, Mr. Shares, is that it's always the same thing. Like, at first, people don't believe in what you putting out there. They don't believe in your dreams, your works, and then once it start working for you and for those who believed in you, they start, acting all surprised and be like, "Oh wow," I don't know why that happens. I've heard a lot of people who are out there talking about the same experience. I mean, I'm sure all of us we have the same experience. I don't know why. I don't know why. Because I mean, I believe in supporting every vision that a person has, as long as it doesn't harm other people.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think some people just have like such a limited mindset that they don't think that that's possible, and they're just like, But I think that that's why these things have to happen, so that people can expand, like the whole collective consciousness can expand, like, and see that. Yeah.
And then now, talking about challenges and obstacles, looking at the youth right now in the new generation, do you think music can play a big role in bringing positivity and change, and why do you think so?
Yeah, I have a couple of perspectives on that, because like when I was young and going through a lot of like things from just like my family, like a lot of like abuse, like my parents in the other room, like all of that stuff, and like just everything that came after that. I would just hide in my room and just listen to songs and sing them, and I would like seriously like tune out what was going on almost, which is crazy, but like I was in my own little bubble. And so it's like a release, and it's a release and it's an escape. And that's what kept me going when I was young. And then I think also, like, for my experience, I think that certain songs and certain music that I got super into when I was young because of my environment and things like whatever, like just like I think certain songs led me into like glorified the darkness and the druggy lifestyle and things like that. So I think that I really appreciate when songs, like, I was just talking about this with somebody yesterday at the festival, somebody that I met, but it was like, I feel like a lot of the reason why people get so hooked on a song is the beat and the way it makes you move, you know? So it's like, if we write songs that are like twerk music, people want to party to, but this positive message, then it's like you're planting a seed, like you're like really, it's like subliminal. We just want to like like it's just like, I feel like the dancing beat is what people want sometimes and get hooked on. You don't even realize what you're singing sometimes, like as a kid. So I think that I want to create music that's like that, you know, and I am. We'll talk about that in a second probably, but yeah, like I'm creating music like that is like fun party music, but positive message that leave you being like, damn, I could do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you talk about that because, you know, when you're a new artist and when you're still young, it's very easy to be influenced in terms of like which direction are you going to go as an artist, you know. And also, I like the fact that you're conscious at this level in terms of your writing. So it means that you actually care about what message you're putting out there to people. Because I believe you become what you think about. So if people are listening to you and you're portraying maybe like a negative message, subconsciously those people don't realize it. That's going to become a thought in their minds, and then eventually what you think about is what you're going to end up becoming. You know, so I like the fact that you want to do good, you want to spread positivity, and you basically want to spread love, and you want to teach as well in terms of your writing personality. But I've got another question as well in terms of your upbringing, and did people really believe in you when you were growing up in your career when you were young? How was the support at home from your family, from your friends, and did they understand the direction that you were taking in terms of music? Like we spoke earlier on, nobody believes you in the beginning until you make it. How is that for you?
Yeah, absolutely no support there at all. Zero. Besides like my best friend, who's been my best friend forever and ever, and we're still best friends, and we used to talk every day, you know. But like really, my support came from strangers traveling. And my higher power channel, like, you know, pushing me to upgrade my paradigm and my mindset. So between my affirmations and my higher power and some random strangers that I met, yeah. But everybody else was just like, they wanted to like, they just didn't believe in anything I was doing. So yeah.
So in all of this, you know what I'm trying to have realized? If you have so much positive energy, no matter what kind of negative vibe people want to bring into your life, as long as that positive energy is going to keep on shining, you will pull through. Because family, they will be negative. I mean, they want more of security than anything else. Because I'm sure probably some of them felt good. No, you're going to become a headache. You're going to be troublesome. You're going to be depending on them for certain things, going through certain stages. They were looking at your age and everything. And you were still able to pull through to say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I'm focusing on. This is what I'm going to do. Even if you're going to shut everybody else and says, okay, guys, this is my life. This is what I decide to do with my life. Because I know a lot of people, even comes to soccer players, you will tell them, no, football is not a good career. Some will tell them music is not a good career. But I mean, being in a different country, being stuck and saying, it's okay, music is what I want to live for. I will take this music and I will make money out of it. Even when you had to do a side hustle and teach, you were still fundraising to just get back to studio because that's all you had. You had to lose yourself. And that's positive. That's energy. That's something which needs to be shared. And you, as long as you're gonna keep on sharing that in your music, that's when a lot of people are gonna keep on wanting to connect.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, wise words there, Mr. Shiz.
Very.
We've talked about where you come from. We've talked about what you've done. We've talked about the videos and your songs. Now, what are you currently working on, Lisa Marie? What are you currently working on? Is there a project?
Yes. Besides pushing my song "Please Don't Let Go" in the video and just doing what I can to have people see it, I'm also working on new songs. And like I mentioned a little bit earlier, like I'm tuning into some party music, some upbeat dance music. And so I'm really excited. And I'm actually performing in LA.
Okay.
Soon, in next month. So that I'm preparing for that. And I'm going to present some of this new music that I'm writing there. So stay tuned for more information on that. But I'm working on that performance, and I'm working on writing new songs, and I'm about to actually record a whole, it's not even, it might be an EP, considered an EP. Yeah, it's like maybe 6 songs we're gonna record. A friend of mine and I that I've been working with, Doug Slater, we've been co-writing for a while. So we're gonna record those and then decide from there, when to release or how to release. But bunch of new music.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
You seem very excited about what you're doing. You were saying?
I am, yes.
I can hear that. I can hear it.
You
Also,
have
like,
to.
I noticed that you use the word channeling a lot when it comes to your process. And I know people like Michael Jackson. He used to use that a lot in terms of his creative process. I used to hear about Michael. They would say that he would sleep for a couple of days. I'm not sure if you've heard about that, but they used to say Michael would sleep for a couple of days. And there was this, I don't know who it is, but if you Google it, you'll find it. There was this lady or this person that he would channel and sometimes come up with some of these songs. And this also goes back to touch on what we spoke about earlier, where you guys mentioned that there is some sort of like a higher power when it comes to these songs and writing these songs. It's not like anybody could just do it. You know what I mean? So like that whole channeling and, I noticed that you speak about it a lot. So I wanted to ask you like, what small things could make, what small things you feel could make this world better?
Just basically being yourself and being positive to people, like, yeah, just anything, the little things, like smiling at a stranger, or just being nice to somebody, like that's like literally like it's just like you never know what people are going through. So yeah, like I try to align myself before I leave the house. Just come out with some positive energy. I do my best to do that. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that's great.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good. I can tell that like you also like to be, it's almost like you're very in tune. I mean, I've met a lot of musicians and I've worked with a lot of people that do music, but not a lot of them are in tune. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. You seem like you're very in tune with the universe, So, and I think that also helps with your whole well-being and your mental state, just being in tune.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Having faith, for sure. Having faith in something for sure helps. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have faith in something bigger than me,
Yeah.
Because life's hard, Life's pretty hard. So that really helps. And I suggest people try to connect with something bigger than them, whether it's a tree or like anything. It doesn't have to be, you know, it's hard to describe. Like, if you don't know what your God is, just think of something that fuels you in a positive way.
No, you know what? The good and the interesting part, Michael Jackson taught us how to moonwalk. I wonder what are you gonna teach us? I can't wait. I can't wait. You're thinking about dancing, you think about positive music, which people can listen to in the club when they are ready. We know how to moonwalk. Just can't wait what you're gonna teach us.
Yes.
Anyway, you'll tell us that after the break. Mr. Kuala, just give us a nice music video so everybody, in the meantime, we'll be discussing this this new dance which is coming along.
Nice.
Ready? No, I got all my bands on, no. I'm just making all this money, yeah, I'm cashing up. All my niggas in the street tryna get it all. All my niggas by the guap, yeah, we get it all. This shit, hunters, no. Making money, oh no.
Oh yeah, welcome back to the Global Sunday Show. This is Lungani, aka Umfanaga Chocolate. You are watching the Global Sunday Show, and today we are talking to Lisa Marie, singer Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie, I was on Wednesday. Oh my God, I almost spoke in Zulu.
Do it.
I wanted to say you didn't do your introduction, your famous introduction. Hello, I don't know, this is Lisa Marie, as real as can be, like something like that.
Yes.
You know, do you want to do that? Do you want to welcome everybody, like, you know, welcome back to the Global Sunday and do your own thing? Go for it in 3, 2, 1. Lisa Marie, go for it. Take it.
What's up, y'all? This is me, singer Lisa Marie, real as can be.
Yeah.
What's up?
You are watching the Global Sunday Show. That's what's up. Lisa, I have a question for you. You know,
Yes.
we always have questions. Now, we've talked about what's happening in the world. You know, in the young people. You know, the inspiration, channeling, spiritual stuff, music. You know, all the horrible stuff that one went through, including you, me, and everyone else. So what would you say to a young girl who want to be a musician in the future?
I would say you already are, girl. Do it now. Do it. Start singing, start writing.
And then if you were given like a microphone, you are given a microphone, and this microphone, when you say something, everybody in the world can hear you. You're using whatever language that you're using, but whatever culture, whatever region, whatever country, they can hear each and every word, like a magic microphone that can translate whatever you say with your mouth. What message would you tell the world?
You can literally create anything that you want to in your life. You can be whoever you want to be, no matter what anybody says at all, ever. Follow your heart, because it will make sense later, and it won't be overnight. But be patient. Be patient. Follow your heart, and it'll make sense later.
Over to you, Mr. Shiz. Wow.
You know what? Sometimes when you say we must follow our heart, I find it, because I know you'll be the last person who will follow your heart. Even if you had to do a heart transplant, I don't think you'll ever change. Your drive, your determination. So follow your soul.
Hey, I like that. That's exact.
Yeah, follow your soul.
Your soul.
You know, yes. The reason why people call us good writers sometimes is because we tell them things which they were aware of, but they just don't want to admit. That's the interesting part about music. You hear something which you, in your mind, it was there, but because nobody admitted it in earlier on, or nobody could just come out clean about it, then you say, yeah. Then we take all the credit.
It's funny because this is a circle. It goes back to what we talked about earlier, that if a woman says something about what women should do or should stop doing, we all know it's there, but no one is talking about it. If one person talks about it, then it's like, finally someone can express it and talk about it in the public. So I think it also relates to it's a similar thing that we talked about earlier. Anyways, please continue if you wanted to continue, Mr. Shezi. Sorry for interrupting.
Mina, I'll just have it's just something so tiny. Your drive, your spirit, the positive energy you have. I mean, I'll just tell you just a little bit which I know about spirituality. You've got three. You've got your guardian angel. You've got your prayer angel, then you've got your guardian angel, which guides you. I mean, things which you've been through. I know there's something which has been watching over you, been in different places, how far you're coming from in life. I mean, you've been, I don't want to know the dangers you've been involved in. And sometimes you'll look at yourself and say, did I really survive that? Because I know a lot of people who have gone through the phases which you've went through. Not everybody standing where you are standing today. That's a blessing on its own alone.
Oh yeah.
To be able to come up where you're coming from and be saying, okay, even though I'm still standing here, this is not where I want to be. I'm still going very far. That shows the connection which you have with your creator. I'll never say me and you have the same creator, but our guides, we do have the same creator, but the spirits which are guiding us, I mean, they're guiding us through different things, to different channels, through different inspirations. I mean, it's like if you watch soccer, not all of us are going to be goalkeepers. You might be a goalkeeper and I might be a striker, but we're all playing for the same team. And we're all playing for the same team.
Princeton, if Lisa didn't want to add, I can see Princeton and Lisa and Shezi. They want to talk a little bit about the spiritual, life and spiritual language. But me and Princeton, I don't know about Princeton, but I seem to be very behind when it comes to spiritual stuff. Princeton.
No. You know what it is. Sometimes with certain people, you can, like I was saying early on, just looking at Lisa, I can tell that she's in tune. She's in tune with a lot of things. But Lisa, you know what? I must say, I love your enthusiasm, your charisma, your whole vibe. I love it. And I know you're going to have a lot of people following you. And I'm sure a lot of people would also love to try to figure out how they can get, in touch with you or follow you. Can you please give us your social handles, or how can people follow you on social media?
Oh, thanks so much. So Singer Lisa Marie on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. And then when you find me there, you will be linked to my official artist website. That's lisamarie.bandzoogle.com. A little harder to remember, but it'll be linked and you'll find it. So if you want to see more about my life, I wrote a lot there. So.
Are you open to things like collaborations and etc.?
Yes, always.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I'm glad to go to Lungani asked that question. I was thinking about your dance song. I mean, everything which is trending right now, it's things which have been collaborated. Somebody did a hip hop track, mixed it with Amapiano, Magic came out. And I know one thing which I know, when you're going to mix rock and rap, magic comes out. Everything which is does in collaboration, it's magical.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I'm going to be looking forward towards your next move. What are you going to be doing? Because I know I'm expecting a lot.
Good. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we all are. We all are. And Lisa, I must say thank you so much. I wish you all the best with your music. And any last words from you?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I hope that all the right people hear this, watch this interview, because it's all for the right people. The right people will hear everything. That's what I believe in. So thank you.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much, Lisa Marie, for sharing your story with us here on Global Sunday. Each and every time we have a guest here on Global Sunday, there's always a person that will learn a huge lesson that will make their life turn around. I always get testimonies from people each and every time that I thought I thought this how things were, and then when I heard so and so talking, I realized that this is not true, or this is what I can do, or this is there are a lot of people who are brokenhearted out there, a lot of people who are depressed, stressed, stuck, not knowing where to go, but when we have people like you in this show, it gives them a direction, even if they are not even in the music industry. They learn that life has challenges. If it doesn't have challenges, then it might not be life. You should be worried if you're not being challenged. So thank you so much for making time to be with us and sharing the story with us. We really appreciate it. And I'm sure people at home are super inspired by your story and your music as well.
Thank you so much.